Hey guys, Demi here from Atlas Vibrations, and I am here with your Cancer new moon late updates. Once again, I apologize. I know that I don't have to, but it's been I don't want to say a rough week, but it's been a week where I've been trying to deal with my emotions. So let's get started into this collective update, because as you guys know, I try not to make it long, but it ends up being long. So cool thing is I have a special guest for you today, and don't get too excited, but it's not that deep, but got some cool special guests for you. So this happened at 14 degrees in Cancer, so I highly suggest going to take a look at where it falls in your chart. This is falling in my specific house of career, and so new beginnings in career, new beginnings in how I see control, because it's ruled by Capricorn in my chart. And we are seeing heavily with this, listen to your needs, okay? What do you emotionally need on a deeper level? How can you give yourself what you need? And usually to what they want to remind us is to, who is that person that was either supposed to or showed you how to take care of your needs when you were a child? For most, it should be your mother. That's the first person. And that's not true for everybody, and I know that's not true for everybody. It could have been even just a feminine fatherly figure. It could have been a nurturing feminine person. And for some, it is your mom. And that's okay. And for others, it might have been a sister. So whatever nurturing feminine energy showed you that motherly care and that love and that empathy and showing you how to take care of your needs. And that was maybe like, hey, are you hungry? Hey, I'm going to make you some food to make because you're hungry. Did you eat? Did you take care of yourself? How do you feel? You're sick. Okay, there's the washcloth on your head to cool you down. There's your medicine by the side of your bed. Those are some of the very practical things that a Cancer would do, whether you're masculine or feminine, right? And they care deeply. And this is something where learning to nurture yourself and your own feelings. And so I can say I know this energy very well. For those of you that have read my chart or have done reads, obviously some of you guys know I have a Cancer at 0 degrees in my 10th house. So I was born as the sign was going. It was in Cancer. So very, very interesting. And so let's talk about Cancer energy and what it means in this, and all of the fun things about it. So it is a feminine energy. It is ruled by the moon. The body parts it rules are the breasts and the stomach, and not ideal being that it's a motherly energy. It rules, the symbolism of it is the crab, is the 4th sign of the zodiac, and it is a water sign. So this is the first water sign in the zodiac, and as you guys know, as I believe as the wheel goes, it embodies that energy. So next will be Scorpio, and then is Pisces. So this is the first time that we ever get to see emotion and feel that emotion, feel that like true watery in-depth energy. Okay, and so I know the first technical feminine sign of the zodiac is Taurus, and that's a beautiful sign. I love that sign. I love my Tauruses. I love the energy, but think about this sign as you're crying, you're getting into your feels, you see something sad, you start crying, you start getting upset about something, or you get angry about something, and you feel that emotion through, and then you're happy and joyous because something great came into your life, and it flows, right? And so Cancers, if you know them, they are very loving, they're empathetic, they're emotional, they give, and they're very open. And I can say I'm the same way, and I'm learning, obviously, but something that I don't want to say hated about myself was the fact that I felt, but I'm learning that I need to accept that part of myself, because it's technically around a lot of the societal standards don't really like to deal with emotion, and I know I kind of hold it back, and sometimes my Sagittarius energy comes up, but today I'm gonna let him take a step back, and we'll kind of go from there. Shadow energy, though, of the Cancers, you guys know, they can be very nostalgic, they can be very, like, fearful of things, they can kind of be, like, I call it the nervous Nelly. They can be too attached to things, so like their kids, they can be really needy or overbearing when it comes to emotional needs, spiteful, manipulative, moody, like too heavy in the emotions, and once again, just very like, how do I put it? Just, and dramatic. I'm gonna be honest. We can be dramatic, and we can kind of, play the victim. Any of the water signs, we know how to play the victim very, very well. And it's sometimes you gotta realize too, like, and it may sometimes we don't even mean for it to come off that way, but just because the emotions and how it is and perceived by other signs, if you're a water sign, you can come off as the victim, and you know how to play the victim very well. And I'm not gonna lie to you, and I say, and I'm calling you out, my Scorpio friends, you guys know how to play the victim card very, very well. But where do you have to learn it from? You start with the energy in Cancer. So I have a special guest, and this is Abby. She is, well, her name is technically Krabby Abby, but this is Abby, and I bought Abby back when I realized I had emotions and I was a Cancer and I had to accept that. And so this is Abby, and she sits in my bed with me all the time, so I love her. She's very, very cute, and we keep her here. We'll keep her for the read because it fits very, very well. So the crab itself obviously has a very hard exterior with a soft, gooey inside. Now, you guys know, a lot of you know that I'm allergic to shellfish, crabs, and all that kind of stuff, so I always joke around. I say fish are friends, not food for my Finding Nemo fans. So it makes me sad to hear when these animals have their backs ripped out. But we're going to keep this positive. So, soft on the inside, hard on the outside. And Cancers are always like that. They come off very, very tough, but then deep down, if you say something really upsetting, and then they get in their feelings about it. And even so, they can travel between the ocean and the land. So they know how to thrive in ocean waters. They know how to thrive on land as well. And they know how to make their home. So they make really great duals, through duality. And what I love is with the moon, because the moon is tied to the ocean and the tides, right? So the ocean has its own way of flowing. It has its own way of moving in its way. And we have to learn how to move and flow. And I'm not going to lie to you, probably some of you guys, when you feel people's emotions and you see how in tune they are with emotions, either you're not used to dealing with it and seeing that, or you get triggered by it because you know that you should be moving in flow. Everything in life, as much as I hate to say it, is like the ocean. Sometimes it's crashing, the waves are crashing, it's angry, there's that anger feeling, and there's rip tides, and then there's the times where it's shallow and it moves up and flows and it's peaceful, and there's times where it's just storm after storm after storm, creating these tidal waves. And so we got to learn to ride the waves, as I've been told by my mentor and spiritual teachers to do it. And I found that once you ride the waves, life becomes a little bit more easier, and that's where we kind of learn that energy from. And so usually too, the first ways of life or signs of life that we get as babies too is through breast milk. And it's very interesting because we're animals too, and I love that, that is the first place that we learn how to be nurtured, held, and cared for. And so luckily today too, we had Aphrodite come through, and I was like, why didn't I get somebody different? Nothing against her, I love her, but she wanted to remind us too, because she even said to me, she goes, look past the parts of the beauty and being known as the most beautiful goddess in Greek mythology, but at the feminine energy that she embodies, it's that beauty, it's that seductiveness, it's that courage from within, and it's that confidence from within, and just being in that feminine energy. And so she wanted us to look at creation. You need masculine and feminine to create and have that ultimate form of creation, but what is the feminine's role in that creation? Well, when it comes to, I hate to say it, but let's go to sexual education. The woman receives the masculine's energy. She receives the literal parts of him to create this child. And so she incubates the baby, she nurtures the baby from the beginning, she holds it, gives it life, and provides that life. Now, don't get me wrong, we're not going to discount the masculine, and does play a role in this, and also masculine, this, I think also too, semen actually determines the gender of the baby, so it is in the male genes that determines the sex of the baby, so it takes two to tango, my friends. And so the role in this too with the Cancer is to provide for the baby through intuition. Everybody knows, and at least feminines know, that motherly instinct, know that feeling of what the baby needs. Baby's hungry, baby wants to play, baby's teething. Like, even if you don't know, like, hands down, like, even though there's some things that are, like, educative, you just know when your child is in pain. You know when the child's hungry. You know their behaviors. You know how they act. You just get that motherly instinct, right? And so the biggest part to take from this is they always know what the babies need, and we are awakening to the mothers within ourselves. And once again, with this being absent in our society, we're learning to take care of our needs. So how are you going to honor those needs? So deep healing and seeing that we need to know ourselves, take action on that, heal the parts of us that we felt that could not be feminine, and understanding that the mother is always within and giving us to our own needs. So we are called to be going into feeling deeper, to feel it, go in and embody the femininity, and understand we need to feel, and we can provide for ourselves emotionally by taking those actions. So that means feeding yourself a good meal and taking your count into your emotions. Now, you guys have been seeing maybe new beginnings in the home. Cancer rules the home. New beginnings with your mother, particularly the way that you choose to mother yourself or mother your children. Some of you guys are deciding that it is time to start your own family, to become a mother. Maybe some of you are having new family members come in, or some of you are seeing it as time to change your home. So either whether it is new beginnings in home, and even so foundation. You may be saying that you need to create a whole new foundation to stand on, to create, and I'm seeing that with a lot of people. Emotionally, what is it that is going to emotionally give you life? What is going to emotionally fulfill you? What is going to make you feel that your needs are being met? So new beginnings and seeing where your needs need to be met, and understanding the femininity within that. And also, and healing, and seeing where you need to heal, and allowing that, the yin and yang parts of that to bring those motherly energies out through traumas, maybe too, with your mother as well. So you may be healing in regards to that, so you can bring in some new things. Spirit's advice to us with this new moon and how to move forward, we have the Emperor. Not so much as fitting, but for some of you guys, you need to let a masculine energy where you felt that you were controlled go. It's not working anymore. The masculine's not working for you anymore, and some of you are waiting for a partner to come in who can embody that. So taking in that feminine energy so you can attract a masculine person is really, really great, because if you're masculine, then people tend to take a step back because you are showing that dominance. And so it's kind of like learning to be a little bit more feminine in that energy. Best practical action for us to take to honor the emotions and our needs at this time is the 10 of Wands. So, some of you guys are either going on vacation or you're moving, but here's the thing, not taking on things that aren't yours, and not taking care of other people's responsibilities or their needs to help them fully with their goals. So for example, the best thing I can say is if somebody else wants to move and it is not your job to help them either make money to help them move, like if that's a big goal or a personal goal on them, let them do it, and let go of all the responsibilities that you need to take care of your own needs, and not putting a lot on your plate. I don't want to be like focusing on yourself so much, but you can help others where you can, but by showing support or showing that you're there, but not fully doing all the work for them and in that emotional need, okay? So I hope that this read resonated with you, and until next time, my friends, namaste.